first thing I would like to really say is that all businesses ultimately has to exit, right? For example, it might be generational business also. At a given point in time, there would be somebody who need to take the baton and next level that. And I feel that it is very important that you admit at a certain time that you are ready for that transfer of things, because it's very, very important. Because if you don't admit, then you might really delay too long, and it might not be the situation where you will be able to find exit. I've seen great businesses which are prolonged and not able to really sustain themselves, run into negative cash flows, and at a certain stage they would have to close the business. I have seen that in businesses which were very great. I mean, they were doing extremely well, but the founders never realized that they would need to really at a certain time exit and take that decision. For example, even a large companies, look at the situation of a Future Group. Future Group was a blue-eyed company for stock market, for everybody. Everybody looked at Kishore Gyani as somebody who's really founded, and we all have grown up looking up to him. And the business was doing well. And in this period, in 2018 and 19, we all know, being part of the industry, that the business was not having a good health. And that time he was not agreeing to that. And by the time he started doing it, the value of the business started deteriorating. And then at a certain level, he signed with Amazon, and then eventually went out in stress to sell the asset to Reliance, and now it is in conflict. So fundamentally, there has to be a certain time where you really realize that the business has either gone to a situation where you cannot address yourself. You need maybe a bigger player to come in, and that's something which people are doing there. And Kishorji, I actually have admired, because he was the right time. He's taken a lot of decisions at the right time. When I know that when he exited Pantaloon, it was a case study in terms of deciding at that time and reaching out to Birlas to acquire that asset. And see the asset has continuity. Now still the Pantaloon as a business model is still continue to survive, because it's now part of a much larger group. So you have to really sometimes decide at the right time. I always say that it doesn't matter how well you start. It is all about how well you finish. So which means that at a certain times you might be a great business, but if it is not doing well, you need to maybe decide that this is a time you need to really find an exit.